Minecraft worlds are generated using seeds. However, between updates and across different platforms, world generation has changed a lot. If you use the same seed on two different versions, you might get two entirely different worlds. So we are going to explore the various ways Minecraft has changed over time, using 69 as our seed. Now, the first update that allowed players to enter seeds before generating a world was Minecraft Beta 1.3, and if we put in the seed 69, this is what the world looks like. Now, for the sake of fairness, we will be viewing each world from the same coordinates. As you can see, the terrain is quite simplistic. Beaches were very flat, oceans were barren, and the only structures that existed at this time were dungeons, which have been in the game since 2010. Now, if we convert the world to a modern version of the game, we can see a slight change in the sea level. Now, this is because in beta version 1.8, the sea level was lowered from layer 63 to 62. This was an interesting change, and it doesn't happen again in Minecraft's development history. Why it happened to begin with, I'm not too sure. Now, let's go to beta version 1.4. I think we could get a different world if we use the same seed, and actually, we can't. It seems like it's the exact same. Okay, let's try the next update, beta 1.5. Do we get a different world here? No. Okay. How about beta 1.6? Oh, actually, they added grass to the game, so the world is technically different. That's pretty cool. But if we want to see some major changes to world generation, we need to go to beta 1.8. The adventure update. You see, from beta 1.3 to 1.7, the developers had focused on bringing new content to the game, like being able to sleep in beds, pushing blocks with pistons, and having a dynamic weather system. In comparison, the adventure update was a complete overhaul of the game, with an emphasis on improving in-game exploration and the overall survival experience. So what happens to Seed 69 when we create a world in the adventure update? Well, here it is. The world is completely different. Instead of spawning on a coastline, we spawn in the middle of a spruce forest. Little known fact, there's actually meant to be snow in this forest, but it doesn't generate due to technical issues with the new code that is being used to generate biomes. Snow was later returned to the game on Minecraft's official release. What other changes were there to the terrain? Well, a bunch of new biomes were added to the game, like swamps, rivers, and mountains. The oceans were also made to be slightly deeper and span across larger areas than ever before. Beta 1.8 also removed a well-known terrain abnormality called the Farlands. These were monolithic structures, and they came as a result of mathematical limitation when Minecraft tries to create terrain at over 12 million blocks from 0, 0. There is a lot more to this world generation bug, and it honestly deserves its own video, so I won't cover it any further. All you need to know is that in beta 1.8, the Farlands were removed from the game. Now let's keep going to the official release of Minecraft in 2011. What happens to Seed 69 after beta development had finished? Well, you guessed it. The world changes again. We're still in a spruce forest, but we're back on the coastline. If we zoom across the ocean, we find ourselves a village. However, these guys haven't received any features yet. You can't trade with them, and they don't even make sound effects. As many players would know, you can actually find loot inside of the village's blacksmith building, but in version 1.0, the building is empty. We have to wait until version 1.1 for a chest to actually spawn inside. Also in version 1.1, the snow comes back, which is pretty cool. Let's go to version 1.2.1 and oh, the snow is gone. Well, it's actually still in the game, but the biome had just changed from a spruce forest to a jungle. Interestingly, the shape of the coastline and the terrain is still the same. So it seems that from version 1.1 to 1.2, biome generation had changed. However, the overall shape of the world, including ocean biomes and caves, was not changed at all. The height limit of the game was also increased from 128 blocks to 256 blocks, and this change would remain in the game for the next 9 years. Also, that jungle we spawned in, that's actually a new biome that was added to the game. However, there are some things that are still missing from the jungle, like jungle temples. That doesn't come out until the next update. That next update is version 1.3.1, and this update brings a lot of new changes. They added bonus chests, desert temples, jungle temples, emeralds can now spawn in mountain biomes. Also, levers can now be placed upside down. That last one isn't actually a terrain change, that's just I wanted to put that in the video. But good news, besides the new structures, Seed 69 had remained unchanged. The terrain is still in the same shape. In fact, for the next few official updates, terrain generation hadn't been broken in any severe way. 1.4, 5, and 6 brought no new world generation features. Then came 1.7, which is called the update that changed the world. Yeah, okay, that's a bit on the nose, but let's see what they changed. When we use Seed 69, we generate a completely different world from the one we've observed from 2011 to 2013. The terrain had been completely revised with the inclusion of brand new biomes like deep oceans, mesas, savannas, roofed forests, and flower forests. Unfortunately, Seed 69 doesn't introduce you to any of these new biomes in the spawn region. You just spawn in a swamp. Now we've arrived at version 1.8, the bountiful update. And yeah, they weren't kidding. There were so many new blocks and also a new structure to explore, the Ocean Monument, and that came with a new boss to fight as well. We could keep going and running through every single change that's occurred in the official release of Minecraft, but there's so many that I think we should just speedrun to 1.13, the Aquatic Update. What happened in this new version of the game? Well, Mojang supposedly rewrote the world generation system in this update. This sounds exciting. Are we going to see a new Seed 69 world? No. Unfortunately, the terrain was not being changed in this update. It seems that Mojang was reworking the world generation system in order to accommodate for the new ocean biomes. There's a lot of interesting back-end stuff that happened during this update, but it's all very technical and probably going to bore you guys to death, so I'm not going to include any of it in this video. So when does the next major change to Minecraft world generation happen? Well, it actually happened on November 30, 2021, with the introduction of 1.18, otherwise known as Caves and Cliffs Part 2. As the title suggests, 1.18 brought incredible changes to how caves are generated, as well as overhauling the entire world generation system. So what happens if we use Seed 69 on a brand new Caves and Cliffs world? Well, this seed actually gives us one of the best worlds you could ever play on. You spawn inside a regular forest that is in close proximity to a village, and also quick access to a cave that goes down to the bottom of the world, which is now layer -64. I know, the world got a lot deeper in this update. There are also 2 dungeons at spawn if you dig straight down, which is really good for any players wanting to set up an XP farm in the first few days of their playthrough. We can even have a look at a wider map of this seed to get an idea of biome placement around 0, and it's quite decent, I gotta say. If you pan out to the west of spawn, you can see an ice spikes biome, which is extremely useful for ice farming and can be traveled to very easily via the Nether. I would unironically use Seed 69 to play Minecraft 1.18. As I said before, it's an incredible seed. So there you go. That is what happened to Seed 69 in Minecraft. It had undergone a lot of changes over the course of several developments made to Minecraft's world generation. Now, this is one in a series of videos I will be making to document both the weird and wonderful things about Minecraft. If you want to see me break the universe using Minecraft beacons, go check out this video on the screen. My name is Fizzy, and thank you for watching.